In the year 2025, the world broke apart. Big stone tombs burst open all over the earth, and from inside them came powerful objects called relics. These relics came from old stories, myths, and things people had long forgotten. They made the world very chaotic and dangerous. But for one man, this scary time was just the beginning of his story. This man had traveled back in time. His name was Seo Ju-Hien, and he had become the most powerful relic collector in the whole world. Deep inside a wet, dark tomb that had just been found, Ju-Hien walked through the last room. His mind wandered to a meeting his teammates were probably having without him. He could already imagine his group, called the Guardians, which included Julian, Yu-Jae-ha, and Ilya, being very angry at him. They hated how he always took relics before anyone else could, filling up his own storage room. He even renamed a tomb after himself, calling it the Tomb Raider King's Lounge. Let them be angry. Ju-Hien smiled to himself in the dark and ignored their calls. He thought his nickname was not strong enough. He wanted to be called the Tomb Raider Emperor instead. He found what he was looking for on a stone table in the room. It was called Isis's Poisonous Fong, a very rare and powerful relic. But he let out a long, sad breath. It was a great find, but Ju-Hien wanted something even bigger. He quietly talked to a spirit that helped guide him, saying he had hoped to find a relic as powerful as the sun god Ra. He was not being greedy for himself. He wanted the very best things in the world so he could protect his baby who had not been born yet. Thinking about his family made him move forward. He left the tomb and went to a clean, bright doctor's office. He sat next to his wife, Irene Holton. His heart was beating very fast when the doctor told them the wonderful news. Irene was 5 weeks pregnant. Ju-Hien was so happy that tears came to his eyes. He held her hand tight and was already thinking about asking his fortune-telling relics whether the baby would be a boy or a girl. But good things never came without a cost. Back at his workplace, things were tense and unpleasant. His boss, Kong Myung, who was almost always grumpy, yelled at him for being away so much because of his tomb raiding. As punishment, Kong Myung dropped a huge pile of unsorted book relics on his desk. As Ju-Hien slowly went through the boring relics one by one, a weak and low-level relic suddenly did something scary. It sent a creepy voice straight into his head. The voice belonged to some kind of dark being, and it gave him 3 terrible choices that would change the whole world. The first choice was obedience, where he would let all of humanity be used to feed the relics, and in return the world would have plenty of food and things. The second choice was massacre, where he would get the power to erase anyone he did not like and build a world the way he wanted, even if it was twisted and wrong. The third choice was neglect, where he would stop protecting people from the relics and just leave everyone to survive the disaster on their own. Ju-Hien felt sick hearing these options. He shut the relic out of his mind. He had already proven he was the most powerful relic user in the world. He did not need to make a deal with something evil to keep his family safe. He went home to his big, beautiful house called Valhalla Palace, looking for peace and quiet. His little daughter, who had come into his life through a special childbirth relic, ran to greet him with a big smile. For a moment, all the tiredness of his day disappeared. But then something terrible happened. All of a sudden, a horrible feeling hit him deep in his heart. Something was very wrong. He grabbed Irene and rushed back to the doctor's office in a panic. The room where the doctor did the checkup was completely silent. The doctor's hands were shaking as they moved. The doctor looked at the screen, face white as a ghost, and could not find the words to speak. Ju-Hien felt ice run through his whole body as the awful truth came out. The tiny sack where the baby was supposed to be growing was completely empty. The baby was gone. Just gone. There was no medical reason. No explanation. It went against every rule of nature. Ju-Hien stood there in that room, unable to move, unable to think. His world had just fallen apart, and the nightmare was only getting started.